Shalom and welcome to another episode of our series called Israel on Location. Today we're actually doing something unique again. We're hiking to what my historical geography professor Jim Monson at Jerusalem University College back in the 80s, he calls this view Hill 713. And that's what we're doing today. You'll enjoy a great view with me of the entire width of Israel. So come along for on this walk and enjoy the view. This is part of the last section of this trail. You can see it's a bit rocky, big boulders, surrounded by these small shrubs. But this Hill 713 is in Hebrew called Mitzpe Ha-Yammim, because as you will see, as I hope we'll see together, because the visibility is rather good today, this is an vantage point where we can actually see, no pun intended, two seas. The Sea of Galilee to the east, and especially in the afternoon, we've seen the sun reflect off the Mediterranean to the west. So we're just a few minutes away on this section of trail to this view, the Mitzpe of two seas. It's a beautiful afternoon. It's about 5:30. And I'm looking forward to seeing what else we can observe from Hill 713. And we are officially on a section of Mount Merom. It begins what we call the Upper Galilee. There's a lower Galilee that begins with Nazareth, but the lower Galilee, as it heads north, ends with the Upper Galilee and this high mountain. These are the hills of Naphtali, by the way, the tribe of Naphtali. And it goes another 30 miles to the Lebanon border. We were there yesterday. But as I make my way carefully on these boulders, here in the Upper Galilee is the view of all views. So here it is. This is the final approach. A bit of a little rock field here, a boulder field, but we'll at least get an initial south towards the lower Galilee. And of course, many things to point out that I'll do in just a moment. But just for now, let's get a peek at the Sea of Galilee to the east, the Golan Heights further east on the other side, Tiberias, the Arbel Cliffs, Horns of Hattin, Mount Tabor, already in the Jezreel Valley, Carmel to the west. On the other side of that mountain is the Mediterranean. So as we wrap this up, once again, you can enjoy the view of the Kinneret behind me. It's a spectacular view. Let's do the same thing as we look from east to west. The Sea of Galilee or the Kinneret. You can see the Golan Heights on the other side. Tiberias comes into view. The Arbel Cliffs. The Horns of Hattin. Even Mount Tabor and the Nazareth Ridge. And as we continue to spin westward, we can, on a really good day, even see the beginning hills of Samaria, but not today. And then finally, looking westward, the slopes of the Carmel range. We have seen the sun glimmer off the Mediterranean from here, but that's again not possible today. So maybe I'll close with this. It's actually a question that we can ponder as we come back to the Sea of Galilee there, right behind me. But the question is this: was Jesus here? Did Jesus come up this far from the Sea of Galilee, from places like Capernaum and Chorazin and Bethsaida, the plains of Gennesaret? I don't know, but I like to think that perhaps on occasion. Remember, he distanced himself from the crowds from time to time. I always teach that perhaps he went to the top of Arbel, closer in proximity to Capernaum, but certainly away from the crowds. But why not here? Of course, it says in Mark 1 that Jesus got up early in the morning to pray. This would have been, of course, a really long walk for anyone in the morning, but maybe he came up through this way on his way north to Caesarea Philippi in the region beyond. But we'll never be able to answer that question, but yet we can enjoy this beautiful view of the Sea of Galilee and almost the entire lower Galilee. So I'll say goodbye, but I'll finish up with yet one more pan, maybe zooming in on some of these locations as we bring this to an end. Hope your day's going well. Shalom, and until next time, take care and God bless. As we bring this to a complete close, let's zoom in on the Sea of Galilee, the northern end. We're looking across the Golan Heights on the eastern side. Really, the visibility is about an 8 or 8.5 on the scale of 10. Kursi, Hippos or Sosita is down on the southern eastern side, but here on the west side there's Tiberias. There's the Arbel Cliffs, the Valley of the Doves or Wadi Hammam, here's the Horns of Hattin, and zooming in even to the top of Mount Tabor, already on the edge of the Jezreel Valley. That means the hill behind it is the range called Gilboa. This is the ridge called Nazareth. On the other side was the city of Nazareth. And then finally looking westward, the lower Galilee. Beyond that big city, it's an Arab town, is the Beit Netofa Valley in the location of Cana or Kana. And then looking finally westward, just the top part of the Carmel range. On the other side of that range is the Mediterranean. So thanks for hanging out here, and maybe one more official goodbye as we enjoy this view. It's just the best view, looking around in all directions, and certainly the whole width of the country here from Hill 713. So once again, until next time, Shalom.